Hey, good afternoon, you guys. It is a beautiful day. Honestly, I forgot the day of the week, but it is a beautiful day today. It's a little bit hot, so I've got my shades up there. You see those red shades? I had to hand sew those, you guys. I did. And I got lazy, so I only did like half of them. Update. I should be getting the radar tomorrow, and it should be installed within 2 or 3 days. I should be able to leave by the 1st of June, which coincides with a very large, or excuse me, a very high tide in the bay. It'll make it a lot easier for me to get out of the bay without the risk of running this baby girl aground. And you can see she's swinging right now. We've got about a 3 foot tide, so she's sitting pretty high. Let's go check it out. You can see how she's sitting above the dock currently. I'd say she's about 3.5 feet up. During low tide, the side of this ship goes all the way down to the level of the dock. Hey, good afternoon, you guys. It's a beautiful day out here in St. Pete. I got an update on my radar. It should be arriving tomorrow, so I should be able to go get that, pick it up from Sarasota, and bring it over here to the boat. Hopefully we can get the install scheduled within the next few days, because we are headed out at the latest on June 1st. All right, y'all. Good morning. It is a stormy day over here in St. Pete's. The good news is I fixed most of those little leaks. I have one hatch that I need to focus on, but I believe it's the rubber seal around it and the way that the liquid sits. But other than that, y'all, she's holding on strong. Listen to that. Can you hear that? The roar of the wind? Look what I got, you guys. Now it's got to be installed. Oof. We're going to go ahead and set sail in about a couple minutes. All right, you guys. We got the fancy, dancy life jacket with the clip so that we don't have to wear two things at once. And it's offshore. It's pretty cool. We got our lines and our safety lines in case we got to walk to the front. We're going to clip ourselves in to do what we got to do. With the sail cover, our kayak is over there, nice and strapped in to the side. We got the paddle in there. We are ready to rock. Okay, you guys, we are starting our journey. We are going to go out the Johns Pass Bridge. It is in front of us, but we kind of have to do this weird switchback to get to it in order to stay within the proper depth. But yeah, we're headed out there, guys. We are currently outbound on the Imbosiega Bay. We're going to go over to Johns Pass. It's the bridge right at the very front of us. We are going to request that they get that propped open for us, and we're going to pass under it. I can't show too much of it because I don't have the radar connected yet, y'all. I am using my phone for the navionics. I'm also using my phone for the filming. Go Apple. But I'll post more shortly. Once we are out in the Gulf, I will start taking more videos for you guys. We're almost there, y'all. The journey has started. All 1,600 nautical miles of it. That is John's Pass Bridge, the drawbridge that we are going to. We have to go all the way around. You see where those boats are? That's where you hook a left right by the houses, and then we go all the way down. Not a straight shot, kind of a janky little turn, and I've had to rely on my iPhone and Navionics to get this done, but hey, we're getting there. We're almost there, guys. Check it out, number one. It's starting, babe. I'm out here. I'm about to head out of the bay and into the Gulf of Mexico. I don't care if they call it the Gulf of America. I know it's really the Gulf of Mexico. Great minds think alike. It's going to be a beautiful day to sail. Look at Mr. I have $5 million in the bank. John's Pass is a sailing vessel. Yes. Awesome, thank you so much. Should be there, like, passing in about 90 seconds. So cool. We're in the Gulf. We got the bridge open and closed successfully, guys. It is a beautiful, beautiful day. Tonight there's gonna be some showers, but it'll be okay. We will live. We are in the Gulf. Yeah! Night is approaching fast. I should probably go take off my contacts, put on my glasses, and settle in for a long watch. And get my CPAP ready too, because I'm probably gonna nap. It's really, really dark out here. And I have the autopilot. Hey, good morning, you guys. We are out and about sailing through Tampa Bay. there was a little bit of a storm that happened over in Sarasota, so it's dissipating right now. These are the after effects. I'm just getting it taken care of. But this motherfucker over here is huge. Huge. Look at that. And we are going to go under the bridge, and then we're going to turn right around and go back out. Because what we're trying to do, we're trying to get caught by the good weather, and there's going to be a little pattern right by us with clear weather. It's just that these are the remnants of a storm that happened a little while ago, earlier this morning. As you can see, it's already dissipating. Most of it is dissipating. But yeah, this is pushing in. I believe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. Yeah, there's good weather offshore. There's no reason for me to be this close to this bad weather. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and get that going. All right. Now it's at my back. Ah, well, I can put my hood up. Let me go ahead and clip in. I forgot. Here we go. We are clipped in. We have our jack line running to the front. Hold on. Well, you guys, my engine died. It's covered in salt. I don't really know why. Maybe the impeller's leaking. I have to trace that. There's a thunderstorm about to roll in again. I have no forward motion. Sea tow is on the way. I didn't expect it, but you know, I appreciate y'all so much. Sea tow is coming. There it is. There they are. Oh, boat. Or what is it? Sea tow US or something like that. Sea tow, I think. Yeah, these guys came over here and they saved me. So I have a loose tube somewhere down there causing salt water to spray all over the engine. You know, I'm not even gonna say spray. The saltwater mists, it's a fine mist that goes over the engine. And then what happens is, because it gets hot, because you know there's a little leak in the saltwater cooling system, it starts to get hot and it evaporates the water that lands on the engine. It leaves the salt, so there's a very good layer of salt on the engine. I'll show you once we reach the marina. I could use the sails, but I don't want to. I don't want to get hit with another squall. I know there is going to be a big one tonight, even stronger than what I sailed through this morning. Let me tell you, sea tow to the rescue. Yeah, I had a broken tube somewhere. I gotta fix it. But I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 days at this marina. They have laundry facilities. I want to wash my clothes. They have a restaurant. I just sailed through a squall. I definitely need some good food. What else? No, that's it, y'all. It was fun. It was fun. Now I've got to get down to business. Once I pull in, fix that engine. We are not stopping. But also, I should probably replace my bimini, because it's going to tear. It's one squall away from tearing. But hey, you know, that's what happens when you get a 40-year-old vessel. but she's seaworthy. Oh my goodness, is she seaworthy? We're about to pull into the Harborage Marina. We made it to the marina, y'all. All right, you guys. So it was what's the best word? Eventful first expedition. So what ended up happening is, as I was leaving John's Pass, because the bottom is made of sand and it shifts. So as I was leaving John's Pass, my keel touched the bottom. Ugh. It wasn't rough. It wasn't enough to cause any damage. It was enough for me to notice, and that freaked me out a little bit. But that's where the events started to unfold. So from there, as I was raising the mainsail, I noticed that my halyard is like wrapped around the mast. I'm not sure how this occurred, but it is preventing me from lifting my mainsail to the very top. So yesterday I was very underpowered. I reefed her so that I could still use some of the sail. And I was motor sailing for about, in all, I would say about 16 hours. So, that was just the beginning. It was fun having to deal with those problems, and I realized I was not going to be able to get onto the mast to fix it, so I just chugged along with it. Um, I don't like these filler words. I'm gonna do my best to not use them anymore. So, after I discovered that the line was wrapped around the mast, preventing me from using the mainsail, and I had those reefed. From there, it was a pretty standard evening, nice and quiet. I was able to see the sunset. Uh, it was beautiful, by the way, very beautiful. So, and I put my autopilot on, and I took my little captain's chair, unfolded it all the way, and I slept out in the cockpit. The same, I just used that word again. So anyway, the same window where I have my air vent for the portable AC is where I stuck the hose for the CPAP, so I'd be able to get some sleep. So I don't think I was able to sleep at all. I'm pretty sure I had my eyes closed, but I could hear the autopilot. I was still conscious for most of it. And around midnight, a air horn woke me up. So I was fast and I put my glasses on. I took a peek and it was a tanker, and I was directly in the path of the tanker. So I had to go ahead and change route. I'm glad they used the horn. Otherwise, I would not have. I would have been run over. So then, I set the autopilot back on, and around, I want to say around 1:30, I saw a flash of lightning. At this point, I was about 5 miles offshore. I could still see the lights, like the glow. I wasn't able to see any of the lights, but I could still see the glow. And when I saw the lightning, I looked around to see, oh goodness, where am I? How far am I from something? Uh, I used Navionics on my phone to see how far I was from the bay. I was about, I want to say, 5 nautical miles away from the Skyway Bridge. So I made it my mission to point and go towards the Skyway Bridge. I also went ahead and brought my mainsail down, furled up my jib, and I was ready for a little bit of a rougher time. So the thunder and lightning, the system, it was over Sarasota, which was to my starboard. And it was out in the distance, I want to say about 20 miles. So I could see it creeping. I was not able to hear the thunder yet, but I could see the light as it painted the sky. that is a, I want to say that is an awe-inspiring moment when you're out there, all you see is ocean, and you see thunder, or excuse me, you see lightning just flash off in the distance, and you know it's coming for you. So that's exactly what happened. As I was going to the Skyway Bridge, as I was getting close, I passed another tanker. It was a really big vessel, really gorgeous vessel. Well, I don't want to say gorgeous in the sense of aesthetically pleasing, gorgeous in the sense of like it looked like a haunted ship that was out for blood. Anyway, uh, yeah. So what ended up happening is right before I went under the Skyway Bridge, I did a 180, and I was trying my best to stay within the light, light, portion of where the radar was showing me the rain was going to be. So I tried to get out to Egmont Key and anchor out over there. I was not successful in getting the anchor to grab a hold because it was like a sandy bottom. I was putting out enough chain and rode for it to hold, but it just wasn't catching. So I, lifted it all. Well, I used the windlass to lift the anchor and bring it up to the top, and I took off. And I was like, all right, well, if I'm gonna get hit with a little storm, I'm just going to the bay, whatever. So I decided it would be a smart idea to go ahead and sail motor through a little squall. Um, it was fun. It was adventurous. I was cursing at everything and everyone and the ocean and this and that because I was tired of the rain hitting my face. It wasn't a rain that comes down on you. It was rain that hits you like that. Oh, I need to get some wet weather gear. I was soaked to the bone. And, that, whatever. I was expecting rain. I got it. I got what I was expecting. But then I ran into an issue with my engine. It died on me. So I think it has to do with the cooling on the engine. The little, what are they called? It's not an odometer, the tachometer up there. It tells me that it has a battery issue and an oil problem. But I replaced the batteries and the oil was full when I left. So it can't be that. And there isn't any oil in my bilge. Oil is not leaking out of my engine. What ended up happening is there's a lot of salt buildup. So I am thinking that it is to do with the raw water cooling, how the engine takes the seawater and uses it to cool itself. I believe it's seawater because it was very humid in here, and there's nothing but salt crystals on the engine. I'm gonna actually do that tomorrow. Right now it is 6 o'clock. I am in a marina. Yeah, I called Cito, you guys. I called Cito. And it was pretty funny because the Coast Guard was the first ones to answer. I had called Cito, and the way Cito works, they call the one that's nearest your home port. And while my boat's home port is St. Petersburg, technically the home port that I gave Cito is Lighthouse Point Marina. But I didn't want to go back to Lighthouse Point Marina because it's low tide. I would not be able to get into my slip because of the tide. So I ended up getting a slip over at Harbridge Marina in Tampa Bay. Actually, Will helped me get this slip because I was calling around and I was not able to find anything. He was able to secure this for me, which, hey, Will, thank you very much for everything you've done. By the way, you guys, I want to let you know that because of all the issues that I was facing at the beginning, I was so ready to just, I don't know, put the boat back and keep working on it, install and this and that and this and that. But after a couple phone calls to Will and to Darren, the guy that I bought the boat from, one of the guys that I bought this boat from, and Will is the guy that bought my last boat. After I spoke to them, they really helped me get everything situated and comfortable and help instill some more confidence in me. Because let me just tell you, when you're out there, you feel very, very small, very, very tiny in a vast domain in which you do not belong, because humans are not meant for the water. We go there because we have technology, but we were not made for the water. So, yeah, I really loved the experience. It was everything I've been wanting. It's the adventure I've been needing. It's the adrenaline that I have been seeking. It is the friendships that I have been wanting. Did I already say wanting? It's the kind of friendships that I've been wanting to make. Yeah. If I were to tell you that this experience was not life changing to me, I would be lying, because it was. And as soon as I get that engine done and she fires back up, I'm going back out. And there might be some more weather. There really might be. I was looking at the forecast, but hey, we got a GTFO from this side of Florida and get up to Annapolis ASAP. It is June 2nd, June 3rd. It's hurricane season, you guys. We got a GTFO out of Florida. We have to go up north as far as we can, up the East Coast, and pray that we don't get hit. If I do get hit by a hurricane and it's a Category 1, I'm going to ride it out on the boat. And I'm going to film it all for you guys. They've already done it. Sailing Uma did it. And that's why I want to do it, because it looks like fun. There is going to be a lot of preparation involved. Don't think I'm going to be out in open ocean on this. That's dumb. But I'll ride it out on the boat, and I'll put the boat somewhere safe in some sort of like hurricane hole or something. Yeah, no. Let me tell you guys. No, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, that's what it has been so far. I'm also going to include footage of, you know what? Let's just cut to fixing the issue in the engine.
You put any water? Oh, jeez.
In like the radiator?
Yeah.
Yes. And also in the expansion tank. But I was using mainly the expansion tank. Look at that salt washing right off. Oh my god. You know, the other thing I have to fix is my bilge.
Yeah, you better do
She
that.
turns on,
Uh-huh.
but it's not sucking any water out, so I think it might be clogged or something. So Will came over to help me out, and he took the whole thing off for the impeller. My man got the job done.
Yes, indeed.
Good news, bad news.
No, we're good.
Oh, you the man.
It's just that we gotta do some work here on these. notice this has 2 clamps on it?
Which one? Oh, I think was it you that told me a bunch of things need 2 clamps for Coast Guard?
Yeah, well, you need them anyway. For safety.
Ah.
In case one clamp breaks, the boat sinks because you didn't have another clamp on it.
Fuck, dude. That's not what I want to happen. Alright, it's on tight. Got Captain Bull over here helping us guys use the man. Alright, you guys, I am flying solo now. Will has taken off. We did a lot. I managed to get the bilge pump working. If you look carefully, you might be able to hear it, and the water level is steadily going down. I might have to get a different pump because I don't like that it's going so slowly, but hey, at least it is working. Yay! So I had to turn the flash on, and I'm using my hand, not a gimbal right now, so it's shaking. But you can see where the water line was up here and where the water is now. It's not the cleanest bilge, but gosh darn it, things are working. Thank Christ that everything is going well and my luck is holding out. I stay forever grateful. Is it on? Yeah. Hey, good evening, you guys. My little light broke. Well, it didn't break. The plastic kind of cracked it. It took a heavy fall, so I'm over here trying to fix that. Let me go ahead and fix it first. So, I just want to talk about what was going on with the engine, what we did, and what the plans are. Ta-da! She's fixed. And of course, it's a stringy light, so of course it works. So, what ended up being wrong with the engine is that she had some dirty fuel. Water got into the gas tank, into the diesel. So, because I had ran her for a good 20 hours, I used up everything that was in the tank. Which is 30 gallons, not 50. So I used that up, and it got to the very end, and there was a little bit of water in the system. Not a whole lot. We ended up emptying it into a Home Depot bucket and taking it to a one of those areas where you can like actually pay someone to dump it. So anyway, this is what ended up transpiring for the engine. The impeller was changed, but we had to take the entire thing out, the entire housing unit for the impeller out to change the impeller, but I was able to get that done. Tubing was rerun for the water intake because the splash was occurring due to it's not so much that the tube was leaking, is that the seal was leaking, and that's where the water was splashing from. It was right in the raw water intake, so that is why there was salt all over my engine and humidity all over on the inside of misbehavior. Luckily, all of my food is packed and sealed in watertight containers so that the humidity will not affect it. I'm not really worried about the heat. It didn't get that hot. It's just the humidity. So on top of rerunning the tubing, we cleaned the fuel system, got the water out, changed the rate core, which is a filter that helps filter, from what I understood, it helps like separate the water from the diesel itself so that the water doesn't damage the engine. Changed the fuel filter as well. cleaned the raw water strainer. It wasn't too bad. Had some muck in it, but nothing too dirty. And then I was able to get the bilge working again, the bilge pump working. I believe she was clogged because she wasn't like sucking up any water, and I started fiddling with it, and then I heard it catch, and then she started sucking up the water. So I think it was like a clog that came loose, thankfully. Yeah, this has been quite a day. I may stay in the marina for one more night, depending weather depending. I don't really want to get caught by worse weather, but I do understand that I will be facing weather during this sail to Annapolis. Um, it is what it is. We we have a mission. We have to accomplish it. That's just what it is, guys. Uh, Hopefully nothing too extreme happens on the way from here to there because we're gonna be booking it as fast as we can. I'm probably not gonna be stopping anywhere or a very limited amount of times. Um, Maybe once a week or so. We're booking it. Other than that, you guys, thank you all for following along. I recently reached 100 subscribers. That was so cool. I think I'm sitting at 105. That's awesome. I love each and every single one of you guys. Thank you. Um, there goes that filler word again. I'm trying my hardest to eliminate those from my vocabulary and just be okay with pauses so that I don't have to fill the empty space. Although it's an active thing that I have to do. Guess you can call it like a very conscious thing. But back to the sailing. So, on top of getting everything done with the engine and the bilge, I was also able to free the halyard for the mainsail. So now that my mainsail is going to go all the way up, instead of having to be underpowered and reefed because she wouldn't go up. Now she will. She won't have that problem. It's a habit. It's hard to break. So other than that, you guys, thank you all for following the journey. The mission will continue. Enjoy a couple of seconds of the St. Petersburg skyline. And have a wonderful evening, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get to bed. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get to bed.